even if you are the only one at the table, you're at the table.
The way I describe it is, I've been in so many of these rooms, right? I get the question too, are you comfortable here? And the way I've come to describe it is, it's almost like I'm a cameraman. So what I see is what's through the lens of my camera. So I've grown accustomed to seeing a room with majority of folks who don't look like me at all. And so unless I stop and pay attention to it, I don't realize it. I step back and go, right? If someone takes a picture of it or draws it to my attention where you get the raw, then I can see, oh, it's just me here. But because 99% of the times, I'm not getting that broad picture. I've actually grown very comfortable being in that space because I'm just seeing it through my own eyes. I don't get to see. It's just me. And I've grown to act accordingly. And part of it is you got to take charge of it.
Because the important thing to recognize is that you're at the table. And even if you are the only one at the table, you're at the table. And so it's important to, one, use your voice while you're there, and then begin to add value and build the capacity to expand room for others. And you do that either through advocacy, because, for example, I just went to my CEO and I came with facts and I said, there are X% of women as part of this workforce. There are less than 3% of women represented on the leadership team. Why is that so? You always get the answer, well, there are no women that are qualified. Oh, that's baloney. I got another B word I'm going to use for that, but we're going to keep it clean. Instead of taking no for an answer, I said, I've got a solution. Why don't we create a leadership program, and for the first class, have it be specifically for women, and then see what happens. When you give people an opportunity to develop their leadership identity, they begin to see themselves as leaders. I named the class Finding and Developing the Leader in You, because that title was very intentional. I had observed women in leadership positions who weren't recognized as leaders and who did not recognize themselves as leaders. But you have to be willing to advocate, and you've got to be willing to take a chance and take a risk. At that time, I didn't have a PhD. I didn't really even have any formal training in developing a leadership and development program, but I had read books and I knew how to adapt information in a way that I could teach it to others. So I developed that entire curriculum. You don't have to necessarily develop a leadership program in order to make impact. The point is, when you're at the table, be observant. Stand where the opportunities are, get the facts. But my whole point is, it's important to help people to identify themselves as leaders so that they can increase their own value.